Okay, great. We are live. So, hi everyone. Welcome to the Foreman community demo. I'm Nafar. I'm an active developer within the Foreman project, and I'll be hosting the demo today. I don't know why my presentation is not updated. So, see, yeah, you should see it now. Great, some technical issues. Okay, before we get started, I will just remind you that we want everyone to participate. So please drop your questions or comments in the IRC at the foreman or use YouTube live chat. Let's move on to the agenda. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, so we don't have a lot of topics on our list, probably because of the conferences and the previous week, which we will talk about later. So yeah, I guess we can slowly start. One update about the Foreman schedule for the next release. So let me share different tab. Sorry, just a sec. Okay, yeah. So this is the schedule and planning we have. You should be able to see it now. So this week is the stabilization week. See? Yeah, and if you're not sure what it means, we have a post in the community that will tell you all about it. So please feel free to read it and update. Yeah, I guess we can move on to our next topic. It's tricky presenting all these different tabs. Okay, so you should be able to see it on the YouTube. Our next topic is from Aneta. So Overhauled Foreman overview docs and list of related issues we track. So Aneta, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, thank you. I'm here on behalf of the Foreman documentation team. We've just merged a significant update to the Foreman overview docs. You can find a link in the community post for this demo. What we did is we've removed a lot of duplicated content, we've improved readability, we've enhanced user focus, which means the docs are now structured around what Foreman can do for users rather than around individual features. And while working, we've noticed that in some places the content might not be entirely up to date. So if you feel like it, please check it out and let us know what to improve. Let us know what additional functionality should be covered, which parts of the docs should maybe be de-emphasized or perhaps just dropped. You can do all that by filing an issue in the Foreman documentation GitHub project, or feel free to just submit a PR. And that's basically it for me today, unless there are questions.
Okay, thanks a lot, Aneta. Okay, yeah, I don't see any questions, so we can move on. I guess our next topic will be about the conferences we had last week. Leo, would you like to start?
Yep. I will start sharing my entire screen. Yes. Yes, this one. All right. So first, what I would like to mention is my extensive report from the CentOS Connect, FirstDem, and Config Management Camp. The topic is quite long, so I recommend everyone to read, not just that I want to promote my topics, but also for sharing all the interesting stuff that I had a chance to talk about, not just with the developers, but also with the Foreman users, present or past. And definitely what I would like to show you is also the pretty huge discussion that is right now evolving under the topic. There is also Dirk from the ATIX, and definitely go for it and read it. There is a lot of stuff that we are planning or what I just highlighted, and therefore for reading and having a discussion. So, and it's not just me. I think Ian, Shim, and others shared their reports as well. So definitely go for it and read them. I promise you, it's worth of your time. The second thing I wanted to talk about is SecureBoot. Yes, this is part of the report, but it's definitely a valuable topic on its own. Right now, there is effort on making SecureBoot working and reliable on the Foreman. Guys from ATIX have open PR for Smart Proxy and for the Foreman, where they did some changes allowing to make it work on the multiple OSs. Right now, the effort is that we want to allow secure boot for machines, basically for any machines not depending on the host that you have on Smart Proxy. So let's say you have Smart Proxy running on CentOS stream, and with these changes, you will be able to provision Debian host, Ubuntu, or any others. So if you want to be, if you are somehow involved in secure boot, or if it's something that your company or your team is trying to solve, there is perfect opportunity right now to be part of the refinement and the proposals, and basically all inputs and all ideas are welcome. So please share your thoughts and ideas for the improvements. And next thing, yes, RFC for deprecating templates. This is something that I've been discussing with the users on at config management camp as well. Basically, what I would like to do is start deprecating templates that are really outdated or not used anymore in the Foreman. Uh, the idea is that we would not just delete the templates, and you won't be able to use them anymore, but rather than always have the discussion in the discourse, meaning we will prepare a list of the templates for deprecation. We will send some, or we will publish the topic in the community, the Foreman org, and if no one will object deprecation of these templates, then we will deprecate them in follow-up versions. Probably not just in the next follow-up, but maybe we will give users time for, let's say, one or two versions. Uh, the deprecation will be basically flag in the database. So if we will set it to deprecate it to true, or with the version, the templates will still be present in the database, but we won't show them in the UI by default. You will have to search for them, and probably we also show some warning in case when the host has assigned some templates that are being deprecated. Therefore, in that case, we will probably show some warning saying, "Hey, be careful, your host has deprecated templates. You should take a look if it's okay or not." So if you have any suggestions about the way how we could do it, there is open RFC right now. It's not something that's like in a hurry. I'm probably not going to work on it in follow-up weeks, but as I said, all the inputs, all the ideas are more than welcome. And that has been all from the things I wanted to mention on. And I guess I can move on for the use case demo, right? Nofar?
By the way, not yet. I have a question regarding this. So, which kind of templates are we talking about?
Any
Any
job templates, provisioning,
provisioning? Okay.
yeah.
Okay, sounds
It
good.
it 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 won't be just for the provisioning. It should be for all of them. But provisioning templates are probably the one that will be impacted most.
Okay, thank you, Leo. And yeah, well, actually, we still have time before your use case, so I guess I can share some things from the conferences. See?
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I
some
can go.
pictures. Yeah, this one. Well, actually, let me share my screen also for you guys.
All right, I will
Just
stop my
a
sharing.
sec. Yeah, because right now you can only see it on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's it. So this is from the first day on CentOS Connect, where Shim had a talk about Foreman, basically introduction, went through everything. And let me just, yeah, Next slide. This is from our visit at FOSDEM. Almost the whole team. We were always missing someone, but yeah, we had a booth shared with the Ansible team, so it was a little bit more crowded than usual, but still, we were able to talk to a lot of people, and I will share the statistics in the end. What else do we have? Yeah, config management camp. Obviously, we had more pictures there because we had a booth and also we had a room entire for dedicated for all foreman talks. I think this is from the first day. And this is from the second day. We don't have pictures from Wednesday, but that's okay. We have the memories from talking to each other. Yeah, and as promised, some statistics. So I didn't divide it by the conferences. It's only from FOSDEM and config management. And obviously the numbers were a little bit different. So for example, in FOSDEM, a lot more people we talked to didn't hear about Foreman ever. So in config management camp, a lot more people heard about Foreman. So the numbers changed and it looks like kind of even, I would say. So depends on the conference, but it was great talking to basically everyone. I think this is everything I had to share. Let's see actually who's here from the conferences. I can start conversation. I see not a lot of people. Yeah, probably most of us are still tired from last week. Anything else you want to share? Maybe I can tell that it was a great experience and I really recommend everyone to go. Anything else you had in mind regarding the conferences before we move on to the use case?
Yeah, I would like to mention that we need to do it more time, more, and basically it was really nice to meet all the developers and guys from ATX, and definitely customers. Quite a lot of users had really interesting ideas, and it was really nice to just chat with the users about their daily problems and how they're using Foreman for solving their problems. So for me, it was absolutely great experience.
Yeah, thank you. And actually, we were talking about maybe creating some kind of survey, maybe asking people, users, developers, basically everyone, their thoughts about the conferences. What can we do better? What was good? What was missing? Basically, just try to ask everything that could benefit for us for next time and also improve our workflow together. Yeah, so I will publish it sometime next week. A lot of, I need to do some catching up after the conferences. Yeah, still after 1 week, it's not enough. And I guess we can move on to the popular use case. So this is the first time we are doing it. So I'm very happy to introduce our first popular use case demo, which will be by Leo about host registration.
Cool, thank you. I'm going to share the screen again. And all right, so I'm going to talk about registering hosts to the Foreman. I will be talking about the global registration, which is built-in function in the Foreman core. And then also I will show use case for our Ansible callback, where we automatically create hosts from the facts that we got from the Ansible. One thing to mention is that this is not about provisioning. This is about registering hosts that are already running, and you just want to get them to the Foreman and do some basic configuration. So yeah, no provisioning this time. I will leave that for the next demo probably. So first, we can start with the registration. So your case is easy. You have running hosts. Let's say in my case, I have running rel 8. if I'm not mistaken, OS release. Oh yes, I have my Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.7, and I need to register it to the
Sorry,
format.
am I the
Yes.
only one who can't see your screen? Yeah, okay, it's not just
Oh,
me. Yeah, you're not sharing your screen.
okay. Now you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Sorry, sorry. So, uh, I will go back. This is my screen. You can see it. I hope you can see my Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8. Cool. Uh, so this is my host, and I need to get him to the satellite. So, Foreman, I'm sorry. So what I can do is to go to the host register form, and here I can select quite a lot of few things that I need to set up during the registration. But for the sake of the demo, I will go just with the basic field, and that is activation key. In my case, I have only one activation key called RHE8. I forgot the L there. Never mind. It's going to work anyway. And with this key, I will use the registration and get my host into the form. And what I need to check is the insecure, because I still didn't have time to set up SSL certificates on my setup. And I think I can, for example, set the force true, which will enforce that if the host has been already registered or the subscription manager has been registered somewhere else configured, this will override all the original settings and force the registration to my new instance. If I will go just before I start the registration, if I will go over the fields, you can use organization locations, override the ones that you have selected in the top menu. If you have host group and you want to inherit all the values from the host group, you can select the host group. Operating smart proxy system, smart proxy. If you have multiple proxies and you want to register the host to the one specific proxy, you can select it as well. And some things in advanced fields like remote execution, insights, packages, repository stuff, and so on. When I generate a command, you can see that it's basically curl calling to the foreman with some authorization token. This token is tied to the account that is used during the generating the command. So in my case, the token is tied to the admin user account. By default, sorry, I have Zoom. Yeah, by default, the token lifetime is 4 hours. You can set it to unlimited. If you are, for example, using it in your CI or API, you can set it to unlimited. The token is limited to just 2 API endpoints for the registration and maybe host creation. I'm not sure right now from top of my head, but it's not that you can use the token basically anywhere. So this should be safe. So let's go through the generation. All right, so I generate the command, and if I'll go to my machine, pass it to here and run it, you can see that something is happening. All data has been removed. That means that's because I used the force true, and you can see that suddenly I can see that the register system name is rel.example.com. So let me check my foreman. If I will go to the all hosts, voila, and the host is here. So that was pretty quick. It's red. Well, why it is red? Security error applicable. Oh yeah, I don't have up to date the system, but you can see that the host is registered to the system, to the foreman. There is IPv4, MAC address, everything, and you can do whatever you want with it. How does the registration work under the hood? Basically, with this curl command, if I will go to them, you can see that we are calling the register endpoint. This endpoint does two things. When you call it, it does some authorization, prepare some data, whatever, and it will render the global registration template. in this template, you can see, if I open it, there are all the steps that are happening during the registration. So if you want to somehow alter the process, you don't have to, change the code of the foreman. You can just basically clone the template, change it, add stuff that you like to, and the registration fits your case as much as possible. Uh, the second template that is rendered at the end is called Linux host init configuration default. And this template is run after the host is registered in the foreman, and we do some basic host initial configuration. If I will go to the detail, let me see. So, for example, here I can see that there is, if you have Puppet, there is the Puppet setup, remote execution keys. If you are using pool provider for the remote execution, that's the setup here. So, as the name suggests, it's a host initial configuration. And yeah, that's basically about the host global registration, as we call it in Foreman. So let's go to the all host and let's delete the realm. The second thing I want to talk about is our Foreman callback. If you are using Ansible, one way to get hosts to the foreman is the registration, as I showed you now, but the second option is that you can actually set up callback, and when you run playbook, the callback will send all the facts collected by the satellite, and it will create a new host from them. So, easy showcase. As you can see, the only host that I have here is just the host itself, and I don't need this one. This is my local environment, and let me show you my Ansible configuration. So if you want to use Foreman Ansible callback, you just need to install this collection, and on the Ansible configuration, you need to set up that the callback is enabled and the URL to the Foreman. In my case here, I have verify certificate set to 0 because, as I said before, I'm too lazy to set up SSL communication on my local dev. But anyway, this is the only thing that you need. And with this one, you can run simple playbook that will just, let's say, connect to the host, collect the facts, do something very simple, and that's it. If I will show you, in my case, I have this playbook called Ping Playbook. The most important thing is here that I really make sure that I'm gathering facts from the Ansible, and as the task is that one task just show the host name, and that's it. So let me run the command. So Ansible Playbook, I'm calling my URL 8 with all the stuff. Let's see, enter. See the warning about the SSL verification. Yes, that's correct. And see, there's only one task, so nothing big. I didn't touch actually anything. And if I will go back to the foreman, which is here, I will refresh the page. Voila, it's here. And you can see IPv4 everything updated 17 seconds ago, and my host is here. And yeah, that's all what I got for you for today. Definitely take a look at the both ways how to get the host to the foreman. If you have any questions, feel free to ping me on the matrix. I will try to respond as soon as possible. And I'm going to stop sharing. And that's all from me.
Thanks, Leo. Actually, we do have a few questions. So the first one, I'm reading from the Foreman support channel. The first one, what hosts can I register to the Foreman? Does it need a subscription manager, or does it also work for Debian dividers?
Yeah, for Debian, let's say each host that has subscription manager works the best. together with the activation keys. For the Debian, it's possible as well, but there is one single problem, and it is that we do not have any factor on Debian, so the possibilities of reported stuff back to the foreman is very limited. You need to, for example, create the operating system manually and so on. So if you're registering host where is the subscription manager, you just need to select activation key and we will get all the data automatically from the subscription manager facts. If you are trying to register Debian, then you need to fill all the data manually. But I would like to find some time and write some really. Oh yeah, and Jean-Marie is mentioning. I forgot to say, ATIX does provide a subscription manager for Debian. Yes, sorry, I forgot to say that. So you can actually install the subscription manager during the registration, and you should be able to do it. But by default, we do not enable that subscription manager on Debian. That's not part of the templates. If you want it to there, all the ideas and pull requests are more than welcome.
Okay, great. We have more questions. So the next question is, does it also work if I don't have Catella? So meaning without activation key.
Yes, it does work, but you will lose the, how to say, the points from the subscription manager, which means you will have to fill the data manually as well. But you can also install subscription manager without it, and it should work as well. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So basically, you have like to configure other fields if you don't have
Yes.
Catella installed
Yes.
without the. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Maybe if people would be interested in that, we can do it in the next use case. Okay, next question is, what's the recommended way to customize the steps that happen during the registration? So for example, if I want to modify some configuration file from Foreman as part of the registration process, so what is the recommended way to do that?
My recommended way is to do not edit the default templates, make a clone, and play with those cloned templates. If you go to the Foreman settings, you can actually set the name for the templates that are used in the registration process. So you can set your custom global registration template, your custom host configuration template, and do the fun changes there. If there is any recommended way, no, there is not. Just keep the templates by the, how to say, philosophy that one template is just for the registering the host, and the second template, the second part is where the host is already registered. So utilize like installing packages and stuff there. So, but otherwise there is nothing recommended. It's up to the customer what they will do.
Okay, thank you. We have one last question, but I see someone send something in the chat. So let's see.
Yeah, there is one question about deleting these unlimited tokens. Right now, they are not saved anywhere. They have encoded information about the user and their permissions. So technically, you cannot delete them, but you cannot remove the user who generated the tokens. So one of my suggestions would be, hey, create a special user just for the registration, and if you want to invalidate all of these tokens, you can forbid the access of the user. Or there is one way how to do it through the Foreman console, but that's just more, like you are touching the database directly. But right now we don't have any support in UI or in the API. But quite a lot of people were asking about this feature, so I think it would be nice to have it somewhere in the backlog and implement it.
Okay, I'll move on to the next question, and then we can go back to something else in the chat. So regarding the Ansible method, so with Ansible playbook method, I get hosts also populated in Foreman inventory. So how come the machine does not show security errata in this case? What's the fundamental difference between the two methods?
To be honest, for that I don't know.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know either. So we can, yeah, we can get back to Marek with an answer about it. Yeah, he's the curious user that been asking all the questions. And also, let's see, also follow up for the modification. Can we add some registration customization through snippets?
I think in the templates there is option to, there are already places. I'm not sure if we edit it in the global registration. I'm not sure right now, but looking at the code, we don't have something like snippet placeholders in the global registration, but we could add them. That's like super small change. We could add something like pre-registration or post-registration snippets. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like to add a specific snippet that users can use. And also, if they want, they can create their own snippet, but then they will have also to mention it, like to add it to the template itself.
Yep.
So
I will add it to my backlog.
okay, interesting. I don't follow all the notes and questions. Sorry. So the user who asked about it, he's saying, I guess Ansible Playbook just send facts. It does not send. Oh, he answered for himself. So again, I guess Ansible Playbook just send facts. It does not send package profile, so we don't know what is installed. And also regarding the snippet, I think there is a snippet if exists, and then host init config post.
Yeah, but yes, this is after the host is registered and configured, but maybe we should add something like pre-registration, add multiple steps and say people, hey, this is place where you can, add the templates without actually cloning the templates. And also what we could do is to really maybe remove some fields from the global registration form and say, hey, just do it in the snippet, that could be also way how to do it.
And we also have a question from Adam. So he's asking if we have two ways of achieving essentially the same thing. Is there some guidance on when to use one over the other, and what are the trade-offs?
Yes, we kinda have two different things, but let's say some customers don't use Ansible. Not everyone is using configuration management or Ansible. Puppet also can send facts, so I wouldn't say that we don't have documentation saying, hey, you should use this one or second one. Both of them have their trade-offs. As you said, Ansible is not sending the package profile to catalog, so probably users won't get any information about the errata. I mean, I would say it's up to users. Basically, what you can have is that you can use the global registration for the first time because it includes multiple steps, including the host configuration, and then you can still set up the Ansible fact callback because you will still receive the latest information about your host. Technically you can use both. The host global registration is just one-time action, probably. I mean, you will do it once and that's it. But Ansible callback that's called every single time when you run some role or the playbook. So use Ansible for reporting of the actual state of the machine. Use global registration for the registration.
Yeah, sounds good. And if we're going back to what we talked about, the templates, that we shouldn't update them directly, but we should clone them. So I see Maximilian also mentioned that a big advantage is that if a user will do that, they will still receive updates, right, for templates, and they don't have like to rebase the template after every Foreman update. So that's one thing. And also Jeremy talked about Aneta, we talked about before. So to show Aneta on a host, the host must have uploaded a package profile to Catello. This isn't possible without Catello. Okay, yeah. Thanks for that explanation, Jeremy, and also Maximilian. Let's see if we have more questions. I saw people typing, but I don't see more comments. So maybe if I don't know, you can ask us later if something come up. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot, Leo, for the popular use case. For the first one was a great one, and I hope to continue with that. So if you have more topics you want to add to our list, I will share the link to the list of all the popular use cases in the description. And I would like to mention that the next demo will be 3 weeks from now, as usual, on March 7th. We hope to see everyone there. Thanks a lot for attending this demo, and also it was great seeing everyone in the conferences last week. I'm just waiting to see if we get more comments. I guess not. So thanks a lot, everyone. It was a great demo. Hope to see you next time.
Thank you.